I'm going to unmute you, Lawrence, and we get started. All right, I just made you a co-host, Lawrence. So go ahead and unmute yourself.
I'm on.
Yes, sir. You on? How you
Oh
doing,
man,
brother?
hey man, I'm so excited, man. I love the intro, man. I was in here grooving to the music. I love the intro. I love the excitement. I love the participation in the chat. And the most incredible. It's been a while. Hey, Chris is my brother, y'all. And I jump on here from time to time and support him, and I just like to watch him work. And that's a new thing. That let's go, man. That got me really excited, man. So I hope y'all really feel that energy that's in the room, man, because time is valuable. Mm-hmm. Time is super valuable, and I'm not gonna waste y'all's time tonight. I'm excited to be here. I appreciate the opportunity. First off, I just want to talk about Chris real quick. So, a lot of y'all are here for what you're here for. Stock options, learning stock options. I know some of you are repeat. You've been here before. You get a brush up, or you just want to be in the atmosphere to learn from other people. But that's all well and good, right? We learn new things. We try to pick up trades and things that could change our lives, and that's why you're here today. But the man that you're learning it from, I just want to talk about that. The man of the Most High. Do we're gonna jump into the presentation, right? As a matter of fact, I don't want to call it a presentation. Can I talk to y'all tonight? Like, if I can talk to y'all drop a one in the chat. I want to talk. I don't want to present. I want to talk because this is huge, man. To see 150 people in here that's ready to change their lives. One of the things about me, I get a high off of seeing other people do well. I don't know about y'all. I like to do good stuff myself. But do any of y'all, read something, just have a smile on your face because you're reading about somebody else doing something? You're like, man, that's not even me. But you just catch yourself like with a feel-good moment. That's how I feel about seeing so many of y'all here today and knowing what being in this room can do for you. I know that personally through experiences with, following my brother and through his journey. So without further ado, we're going to jump right in. Hey, Chris, I want to share.
Yep, you should be good. You should be able to go to share. You should be able to have. You should have sharing access.
Yeah, let me make sure because I want y'all to be able to follow. There we go. See it?
Okay.
Share this, and we're gonna jump in. If y'all have any trouble seeing what I'm presenting, y'all jump in and get me straight. So tonight we're gonna talk about a return on your investment, right? That's what we're gonna talk about tonight, and I'm not gonna keep you real long, but I want to present that first. So, firstly, a little bit about me. As Chris introduced me, I'm Lawrence, Coach Snoop Brown. Married, father of three. I have a daughter who burns holes in my pocket every day. I got two sons. They're the middle and baby boy. Been married be 10 years in June, so I'm getting a little time behind me. Got a beautiful wife. She supports and she's behind me 1,000% in whatever I do. So that's major for me. What do I do by day? I'm 15 plus years as a mortgage professional. 20 plus years as a community leader. And that y'all can probably hear through my voice, that's my passion. Mentor, coach, motivational, inspirational speaker. That's what I love to do. And I'm actually have a little flyer on this slide as I'm actually trying to transition into more of my passion, more of getting my freedom back and doing things that I've been called to do. So owner of Coach Snoop's Corner is my is my business. I call it Coach Snoop's Corner, and it's up and coming. I'm growing a little bit at a time. I'm doing what y'all are doing. I'm taking classes. I'm doing things, trying to build myself up to my freedom. I'm a college graduate, have an MBA, avid sports fan, go Gamecocks. I'm a University of South Carolina grad. I don't know how many of you on the call are from this area, but and I enjoy family and traveling, which I'm sure a lot of you do. So enough about me. I want to go right into my first topic of discussion, and it's investing in yourself. And a lot of you have made that step here tonight because you're here tonight. So you've invested something already. All right, whether it's money, whether it's time. Time is money. And that's both why we're here tonight. You're investing in yourself. And the first thing before I even get started with this acronym I have, it's nothing if you don't invest in yourself. I can believe in you. I can pump you up. I can say, hey, Shamika, you can do this. Hey, Darren, you can do this. Hey, Martin, you can do this. But if you don't believe it, what good is it? It's nothing. I'm telling you now, it can help you a little bit, but you have to invest in yourself. It can't be left up to somebody else. So without further ado, we're going to go into value. I want to just drop a few slides on y'all tonight. You can take a picture of it if I'm moving too fast, and I want y'all, this to stick with y'all as we move forward through the presentation. Through the conversation. So value. The V is velocity, right? So what do you mean by that, Coach Snoop? Velocity, how fast you're going somewhere. Let's not front on ourselves. We all want to get somewhere quickly, right? You see Chris's how he shares, and you're like, man, I wish I could make $8,000 today. That may not be you, right? So the velocity is always on our brain. We always are thinking about the velocity, how quickly we can get to the top. But I'm here to tell you today that direction matters over velocity. You can go very fast backwards. Let me say that again. You can go very fast backwards. We want to move forward. All right? If you're paper trading for 2-3 months before you feel confident, if you're making $20, $30 a day, if you're making 50, if you're making 100, then 500, then 1,000, velocity is cool. I want to get there quick too. But I want to get there. So the direction matters. So I encourage everybody, if needed, slow down a little bit in your investment. Take the time to learn and develop yourself. Don't worry about what the next person is doing. Don't take their screenshot and their share on social media to mean that you need to rush yourself into something. The velocity, I put that there because I know it's on your mind. Man, I want to retire today. I want to quit my job today. And that might be possible for a few people, but the velocity is important, but the direction is more important than the velocity. Let's move forward. Let's take the 2 steps forward, and I'd rather you pause than take 2 steps backwards. All right? So the A in value is for alliance, right? So what do you mean by alliance, Coach Snoop? Who you're in the room with matters, and I touched on that with Chris. You're in the room with the right person. I didn't say the right stock options trainer. I said you're in the room with the right person. You are in the room with the right person. That matters. Who you surround yourself with on a daily matters. Who your friends are matters. What's being poured into you matters. Your alliance matters. The job you work matters. What's seeping into your pores every day, what you put in your body matters. The alliance is super duper important to the value. If you're going to invest in yourself, make sure you're investing in something that's adding unto you. All right? The L, leverage. What do you mean by that? What are your strengths? Right? You have to use your strengths as your leverage. A lot of times we get carried away. All right, my youngest son, he loves basketball. He's not the fastest, but he's like his dad. He got a little size to him. So I tell him, hey, son, use your body You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna outrun everybody. If you start trying to play somebody else's game, come on, y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. If y'all start trying to play somebody else's game, you're in trouble. So let's use our leverage. Let's use our strength. If you're in the community, if you have a connection with people, use that. Whatever you do well, and I'm not talking about stock options only right now. I'm talking about life. Make sure our leverage is being utilized. If you can sing, grab a mic. If people like to hear you speak, grab a mic. Make sure we're using our leverage to add value into our lives. Because we're talking about investing in yourself, not just stock options. All right? So to you, full transparency, I learned a new word. Ubiquitous. I learned a new word, y'all, and I'm big on vocabulary. So I was looking, I was like, man, what does that word mean? And this was a while ago, and I've been looking for an opportunity to use it. So it means being present. How about that? I'm looking, the people I can see on my screen, I can't see all 159 I see right now, but y'all look present. Y'all look focused. Y'all look locked in. I don't see people turning their heads. I don't see, distractions. It's important in life when you're investing in yourself to be present. And I say that to say, if you missed a day this week, I'm not jumping down your throat. I'm not black, but I hope it was a good reason. Yes, he's going to record it. But what are you getting out of that? Versus if you're here and present and in the moment, I want to encourage everybody to be present in your moment. I put up a quote on my social media this week about being really about being present. All right. So I said that it's better to be alive. It's better to live than be alive. Somebody put live in the chat. We want to live. It's better to live than be alive. We can all be alive. We can all exist. We can all just sit around and be a frog on a log, but it's better to live. And I encourage everybody out here, as you're investing in yourself, to live. Take that opportunity. Take that moment. Whatever you've been thinking about doing, if you have the means, go do it. Give yourself a shot. All right? So the last part tonight in investing in yourself is essential, right? Absolutely necessary is what, when I researched essential, we all know during the COVID period, they were like, well, essential work. How many of y'all were essential workers? If y'all were essential workers, drop that in the chat. Essential. I remember when I was told that I was essential at the job I was at, that meant I had to go in the office, and I was upset because I wanted to work from home, and they were like, nah, you essential, buddy. You got to come over here. So essential, right? We want to try to eliminate things as much as possible that are not essential to our being. Because what I'm saying is, when you're investing in yourself, when you're trying to get somewhere, come on, somebody, when you're trying to climb, there's so many things that all of a sudden get in your way. I'm going to give you a moment. I'm going to give you a real life, real time example. It's 5 o'clock today. I took my son to the barbershop, right? I'm running around. I like to be prepared. I'm like, man, I got to get my slideshow together. I'm excited to get on here and talk to everybody. And between 5:30 and 5:50, I got 3 phone calls from 3 people that I don't barely talk to. I was on the call with Chris, actually. I called him for a quick moment, and he said, answer the phone, man. That's no time for that. I got to talk to the people. That wasn't essential to what I was doing. Had I taken that call, because I did some stuff in these last 20 minutes. If I had taken that call and got sidetracked, I might not be able to put my best foot forward for y'all tonight. So tonight, going forward, I encourage you to find things that are essential and mark those things as essential. So nothing gets in the way of those. Tonight is essential. That means that nothing should have been in the way of you signing up for this class that would disrupt that, except an emergency. It's how you label it. What do you want to label in your life as essential? So that's how I see investing in yourself, adding value to yourself. So value is the acronym for investing in yourself. Like I said, y'all take a quick picture of that. I'm gonna move to the next slide. Did I go too fast? I hope y'all already took the picture. So next step, all right, we already invested in ourselves, right? We got to put the work in. So what do you think about? I want everybody. So I have a word up here. I have grind, right? So y'all drop in the chat. Well, I want to hear, what do y'all think about when you hear the phrase "put the work in"? What's the first word that come to mind? I'm interested to know, when somebody tell you got to put the work in, what's the first thing you think of? And I'm gonna go back and look at this because I like to get motivation from others as well. So mine is grind, because it's one thing to invest, but are you gonna put the work in? I'm gonna ask again because it's a real question, and I want you don't have to answer it now, but are you going to put the work in? And I'm a man with a lot of stories. So I come up, and Chris will probably laugh. We have a friend, and he, a few years ago during COVID, right, he was like, hey man, I want to make a transition. I want to invest in myself, right? Step one. He said, I'm gonna get I'm gonna do an LLC and wash cars. Man, that's a great idea. Like, what's your plan? So he told the plan and all he was gonna do, his hours, what he was gonna do, where he was gonna be located. He had this big elaborate plan, right? He invested. He went and paid the money. He filed the LLC. He had a logo. It was the full works, man. He was posting it on social media. Everybody went nuts. Oh, congratulations. Like y'all said, let's go. Right? We excited. He has not washed a car in 3 years. That's a true story. I'm not saying that to be down on him, but I'm asking, do you want to be the person that invests in yourself and you get the congratulations, way to go, and you get fulfilled with that? Or do you want to put the work in and take advantage of that momentum? So if we're going to do that, we got to grind, right? So what does grind mean to me? The G, I have greater is on the other side of your fears, worries, and doubts. Y'all on mute, say that to yourself. Greater is on the other side of your fears, worries, and doubts. And I'm going to say it one more time because I'm a man of three. I love three. I feel like 3 times, twice is nice, but 3 is great. Greater is on the other side of your fears, worries, and doubts. Y'all not fooling me, 163 people, because y'all are just like me. When you make an investment, you're worried about something. You have some doubt. All right, you have some fears. You're worried that it might not work out. You're worried that it might not go quite how you want it to go. You're worried that you might not have the money to do the investment. You're worried about stuff, rightfully so. But I can promise you, greater is on the other side. Greater may not look like you think. It may not make you rich, but I'm telling you, it's something in the journey. It's something in the grind. To know that you took that step and gave yourself a shot. I would rather lose trying than not try at all. Your greater is on the other side. The R, reliability of your new journey is built from the work you put in. A lot of you want comfort right now. How many of you have been doing something for a long time and it's like riding a bike now? If you have, put a 1 in the chat. If you have something that you can do that is like riding a bike, that's reliability. If you can do hair, right? You can braid. If you can fix things, you're a handyman. If you can cook, if you can bake, it's nothing to you, right? Like I've been doing this. I don't even think about it. Boom. That's you have a reliability that you built with your craft. Well, with your new journey, you have to build that. You're not going to feel the comfort right now. You have to build that. Today is a step toward that. Put the work in. The more work you put in, the more you're confident in what you're doing. Come on, somebody. Like, that's life. We're not talking about stock options. If you do something 10 times, 100, 1,000, I remember when Chris first started this. I didn't know what he was talking about. He would talk to me all day. I'm like, yeah, man, I hear you, but and this was years ago. Now listening to where he's come and how he's broken this down in the songs, and it's elaborate. That didn't come. He didn't just get that overnight. His grind, his work that he put in, built the reliability, built the system that he could teach thousands and impact thousands of people and change thousands of people's lives. That came from the work he put in. You can do it too.
All
The
praise
I,
to the Most High.
information is power.
All praise
If
to
you
the
don't
Most
do
High.
anything else after this class, you may be able to say, I've seen in me, I'm one of them. I'm one of the people that I have done stock options trading, but I've never gone full blown into it, right? But I love it. I love what it does. I love the whole process of it, more so what it can do for you, right? But the information of it, you know how many people I've referred to Chris who have bypassed what I've ever done, and I'm so happy for them because I had the information, I was able to share it, and somebody finished the race. I didn't maybe, but they did. But the information is what allowed that next group of people to move forward. Somebody told y'all about Chris. I know everybody didn't just pop on and see one of his ass. I hope so. I know he would like to think, like, hey, man, my ass are reaching everybody. But somebody told one of y'all. Somebody said, hey, man, I met this guy. He's pretty awesome. You need to check him out because they had the information. All right, so learn and grow through information because it's powerful. This is something that they've kept from a lot of us for a long time. When you know more, you do more. All right, the end and grind. The end and grind. Navigation is just as important as destination. Sometimes I get a little, sometimes I come up with some of this stuff and I feel a little chill. I gotta say that one again. Navigation is just as important as destination. And you know when you jump in that car, I like to fly more now. I done got a little spoiled. But you jump in the car and you're on the way to the vacation, right? Say you're going to your favorite beach. You're ready to get there. How many of you have developed some type of habit or some type of lifelong thing that you have to do through your navigation? Like you, one day, and I'll give you one of mine. I drove to Jacksonville, Florida. Well, I was driving to Orlando, and we stopped in Jacksonville. And I came upon a diner. And now, anytime we're in the area, I got to go to that diner. It was just that good. I love it. And then if I'm with somebody else, I'm gonna talk the diner up to them. That was my navigation. Like the trip that I was on, I wasn't totally focused on my destination. I was able to take in my surroundings as I traveled through the grind, through the work. I was able to learn from the journey. Come on, somebody. The journey is just as important as where you're gonna get to. Because guess what? Somewhere along the line, you may be redirected to where you don't even get to the destination that you were originally planning to go. So what happens if your eyes are closed the whole journey there? What happens if you're so tunnel vision that you never pick up on things as you go through this journey? I encourage everybody today to pay attention, learn from your journey, learn from the navigation, learn new routes. Because it's just important as where you may end up. All right, and the D is for determination will get you farther than talent and skill. I'm an actual coach, y'all. I coach sports, I coach people. I really believe in that. I've seen talented people not reach their potential. I've seen hard workers surpass everybody. Their talent level wasn't great, but they outworked everybody. They learned through their grind. The determination will get you far. Like I heard Chris say, hey, it's okay. I learned that, man. I need that I needed that. It's okay. Your determination is what the IO is about. Because people who are not determined will get one knock upside the head and they're done. They don't want anymore. I've had enough. Like a weak chin boxer. I don't know how many of y'all like watch boxing or like that, but if your chin weak, you can't box. You can have the hardest punches, you can throw, you can have all the moves, but if you can't take a punch, you can't be a boxer. And I'm gonna tell you, from what I do know, and just listening to my brother speak, the stock option, the market is like boxing. You're gonna take some blows, but can you punch back? Can you get your strategy together and realign your attack? All right. So that's my part 2. Put the work in, grind. All right. Moving on to the final phase of tonight, and I'm gonna get out y'all's way and let y'all get to some life-changing stuff. And I hope that I've said some things that can rest with you and you can take with you. But this is what y'all want. This next slide is what you want. Let's be real. I like real. Somebody put real in the chat. I like real. Let's talk about it. You want to go to the next level. Somebody, come on, man. Don't ever back away from what your real ambitions are. You want to become a star of the stock options market. You want to become a star. You want to do $10,000 trades. You want to make $1 million in a year. Hey, you better put it out there. Now, don't get me twisted. I didn't say don't have ambitions. You better put it out there, because if you don't put it out there, it's not going to come. You want to become a star. Let's talk about it. How do you become a star? All right? How do you become a star? I went too far. Let me go back. All right, so I apologize, y'all. I get a little carried away sometimes. All right, so how do you become a star? Number 1, or the S, I'm sorry, separate. What do you mean, Coach Snoop? My favorite motivational speaker, my second, I got top 2. I got E.T. I know y'all heard of Eric Thomas. If you haven't, I mean, I don't want to insult you, but if you've never listened to Eric Thomas speak, the wonderful hip-hop preacher Eric Thomas, E.T., please, you are missing something. And I assume everybody has, but you know what assumptions get you. But my second guy is Inky Johnson. If you haven't heard Inky speak, please go to YouTube, type in Inky Johnson, just put your headphones on, please. One of my favorite lines from him that I recently heard, and I've been listening to Inky for a long time, is separate. But what he said with it is you work to separate. We're talking about becoming a star, right? Keep track with me, because we went from investing in yourself to putting in the work. Now you want to become a star. You have to work to separate. All right? And the people I keep calling their name is because I see you on my screen. So I use names. I like you. I wish I could see everybody so I could change it. But if Shamika is worried about what Darren is doing, right? Oh, Darren made 500. I'm good. You're not a star. You're just doing what Darren doing. If Darren's worried about what Martin's doing, you're not a star. You're a regular guy. And look, I have no problem with regular. This is for my people who want to go next level. You got to work to separate. What are you doing that nobody else is doing? I told my son, I love transparent story. I told my son, he came from a basketball game. He's probably the best player on this team, right? That's neither here nor there. The team's not that great. But he's a pretty decent little ball player. He said, Dad, it's like I always got to get the momentum going. I got mad. I bam my hand. I say, so what? Who knows? If not you, then who? That's one of my favorite lines. If not you, then who? Work to separate. If they're doing 10, you do 20. That's what Inky said. I felt that at my age. I said, man, Inky got me ready to go out there and run some sprints. I don't think that's what he really wanted me to do, but that's how I felt. If they're putting in 4 hours paper trading, you need to put in 8 hours if you want to be a star. Hey, regular, schmegular gets you regular results. Work to separate. Put the work in, that's regular. Working to separate, oh, you different. You want to be different. You want to be all pro. You want to be all world. You got to do all world stuff. All right? The T, transition period, right? The transition period. What are you talking about, Coach Snoop? Okay, we working to separate, right? I see that group of stock option traders over there. They doing their little stuff. Now I want to be the big dog. I want to elevate my transition period. You know, when change comes, you know, people start looking at you a little different. Oh man, she thinks this. Oh, he thinks this. Oh, she thinks she better. He thinks we. So what? Your transition period is going to be unfriendly to other people. You're going to have to tell other people no more than you ever have. You're going to have to align yourself. You're going to have to mark those essentials, and then you're going to have to mark some people as non-essential. And they're not going to like the label you put on them because they're not adding value. They can't make you a star. They can't impact you becoming a star. So you have to transition from regular if you want to be a superstar. You have to transition from the check-to-check mentality if you want to be rich. I'm not talking about money when I say rich. You have to think it. You have to transition first before you become it. All right? Next step is alleviation.
That's good. That's good.
What does it mean to alleviate things? First thing I think of is alleviate, the headache medicine. You want to alleviate means eliminate. So as you're transitioning, that's just the baby stage. We test driving. Then you're gonna get more prepared. You're gonna say, "Oh, I gotta dead this off. I can't do it anymore." That's those of you who want to retire. Those of you don't tired of working in corporate or tired of working in the mill or tired of working in the warehouse, wherever you do, tired of being a teacher, tired of doing whatever you do. You have to separate, transition, and then you have to alleviate all of the things that were keeping you away from your goals. I didn't say change up. I didn't say never talk to your family again. I didn't say never talk to the people that you met along the way again. I said you have to alleviate the things that were holding you back. You can't play with them. You can't sometime them. You can't let that person back in your life and say, well, I'm just going to talk to him one time a week. It's not like we're together anymore. Y'all know that story. we ain't together, but we talk. Nah. You can't do that. You can't do that. You got to kill it off. If you don't, it's not going to work. You're not going to become a star. All right? And the last step to start is the rise. After you separate, after you transition, after you kill everything off that's keeping you back, holding you down, what happens when you get rid of stuff? Dead weight. You get lighter, right? What does light things do?
I love it.
They rise. They float. They take off to the next level. It's your turn to rise. When you've done that, you're going to rise. And if you stay light and you stay tied down to your principles and what you believe in, you will be a star in whatever you choose. I can promise you that. It may not look like everybody else's stardom. It may not look like they write about it in the magazines. It may not look like Chris Jackson's. It might not look like Coach Snoop's. But if it looks like yours, and you've done those things, and you're satisfied with your journey, and you put the work in, you've invested in yourself, and you separated and transitioned, and you've gotten rid of the things that were holding you back, you, my friends, are stars. That's all I got for y'all today. It's been wonderful coming in. I worked up a little sweat. Like I said, I hope that you guys got something out of what I put into it. If you got something out of it, y'all just do me a favor because I'm a man of honesty. If you got something out of it, just say thank you, Coach Snoop, in the chat. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. If anybody has any questions at all, I do want to take a few questions if you have it. If you just want to ask about anything, I'll take a couple questions. And then I want to let y'all get to it because I'm excited for y'all.
Man, listen. Listen. I'm telling like, listen, Linda. That's a listen, Linda moment. Okay. Listen, Linda. Listen, that was amazing. I'm just being honest with you, bro. Listen, I appreciate you, man. Cause listen, the way he break down these acronyms, man, I'm like, man, what in the world? He's saying he using all these big words. He's saying ubiquitous. I can't even say ubiquitous. Was it ubiquitous? Ubiquitous? What is it, Snoop? Ubiquitous. Okay, whatever the word how you say it, I love it. You see what I'm saying? But this is the thing about everybody. That was amazing. It truly lifts you, and I love when you said when you take those things off, and now it's time for you to rise.
Let's get light.
get light, and that's when you rise. That's when you move forward. That's when you can see that light at the end of the tunnel. That's when you can feel that was great, man. You did a great job. That was amazing. I love it. Definitely appreciate it. I want you to take some questions though, bro. Definitely want you to take some questions. If you have a question in the chat, if you have a question, please raise your hand right now, right quick. Raise your hand if you have any questions. He's gonna take a few questions. We have a few more moments. Take a few questions and go from there. And anything else that you want to add, Lawrence, feel free. Feel free.
No, I'm good, man. I've talked enough. I've talked enough, and I leave that for everybody to kind of ponder on as they jump into tonight. If we don't have it, I'm usually a man. I pride myself on not a lot of questions because I try to be as clear and transparent as I possibly can. So I hope I just lit a fire in one of the 170 people on this call. I'll take one.
Exactly.
I'll take one.
What's your handles?
Can you do emojis in here?
Yep, somebody's put fireball.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Fair. That's what I'm talking about. Somebody drop the fire emoji, man. I don't even need no questions. I need fire. I want fire behind y'all. Y'all really think I'm playing? I cannot wait to this class. I'll say, Jack, who I call him Jack. I'm gonna say, Jack, who was the superstar of this class? I want 6 months from now somebody to be like standing in front of a brand new Benz or something that they bought. No, I'm just playing about that. I don't care. But I'm for real. Like, I'm excited for y'all, man. I'm excited for y'all.
Man, listen. No, go ahead.
Nobody has questions. I'm good with it, man. I want them to get to what they get to.
What's your handles though? What can they find you on social media if they want to just kind of check in on you and hear some of your inspirational words? What can they have?
Absolutely. So if anybody's on Facebook, I'm Lawrence Snoop Brown. Y'all shoot me a friend. I do a lot on Facebook because of it. Instagram, IG, I'm at the Coach Snoop. Same thing on X, formerly known as Twitter. All of the social medias, I'm at the Coach Snoop. I'm getting my YouTube kind of built up. My son's helping me with that. Guys, I'm in a transition period like you. This is just my passion, so it might sound like but I'm in my transition period, and I'm ready to, take off just like y'all ready to take off. So let's take off together.
Yes, sir.
That's what I want. Now, as you get tied into Chris, he'll keep you abreast on different things that are going on. I have an ebook that I'm working on that'll have little nuggets like this. I'll make, we'll get to that. I know Chris will keep y'all informed because that's what we do for each other. But be on the lookout for that ebook. I just want to motivate the masses, and I want somebody to take my words and be inspired. That's all I want.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I definitely enjoyed it. I see a lot of fireballs in the chat, praising hands, clapping hands. Man, listen, I definitely appreciate you taking time out your busy schedule to stop by and bless the people with some good words. Man, I really appreciate it. I'm going to reach out to you probably soon. But, man, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. All right, listen, was that not crazy, everybody? Was that not crazy? Was that not crazy? If you enjoyed that, put a CYC in the chat if you enjoyed that. If you enjoyed it, put a CYC in the chat. Put a CYC in the chat if you enjoyed it.